First rule is Aufbau principle. Hope you all have noted down this. I'll wait for 2 minutes. First note it down. Hope you all have copied. Okay, pa. So next rule that we are going to see is about Aufbau principle. In Aufbau principle, how we fill electrons is electrons are filled in the increasing order of energy level. That is n plus L value, increasing order of n plus L value. Next rule that I said you is if two orbitals has same n plus L value, the orbital with lower n value gets filled first. This is the first rule. Hope you all have copied down this. So next thing that you have is Hund's rule. The name will be only very complicated. Okay, the name looks complicated, but it's very simple concept. So in Hund's rule, what we'll be studying is, the first thing that I told you is electrons are to be filled in the increasing order of energy level. That was our core principle. In Hund's rule, how we fill is electrons in a degenerate orbital. I'll tell you what is degenerate orbital. In a degenerate orbital, electrons are singly paired, singly occupied, or singly occupied. Only then they are paired. You understand? Now, what do you mean by degenerate orbital? So, for example, if I take 2p orbital, 2p orbital means I represent it with three boxes: 2px, 2py, 2pz. All these three have same n value. N value for everyone is 2, L value for everyone is 1. So they have same n and L value. They have same energy. So orbitals with same n and L value are called as degenerate orbitals. Clear? In degenerate orbitals, for suppose in 2p if I have to fill 5 electrons, how will I fill? First, each orbital has to be singly occupied. Only then you have to start pairing it. You understand? So 2p5 will look like this. You understand? If it is 2p4, if it is 2p4, how will I fill it? So again, first each orbital has to be singly occupied, and then the fourth electron will be placed in the first orbital. Then they will start to pair. You understand? So in a degenerate orbital, electrons are singly occupied, only then they are paired. This is called as your Hund's rule. Hope you all have copied it down. Thiru Kailash, don't you understand now? If you're not understanding it, I'll repeat again. Do you want me to repeat again? This one? Okay, 1 minute. I'll unmute you. Okay, Thiru Kailash, I have unmuted you. Can you answer? Unmuted you. Can you answer? Now see here, Thiru Kailash. Thiru Kailash? Okay. Yes, Thiru Kailash?
Ma'am, I just wanted to know the table portion.
This one, no, 2p.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Thiru Kailash, இப்போ 2px, 2py, 2pz. For all these three orbitals, n and l value are same. Do you accept that?
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
or no? In magnetic quantum
Yes,
number,
ma'am.
will it be same for all three? No, because this is x, y, z. Moonu where orientation, different orientation. So
Yes.
magnetic quantum number is about orientation. So if it has three different orientation, it has three different magnetic quantum number value: -1, 0, +1. Right? So, as far as energy is concerned with, either it be the principal quantum number represents the main energy level, azimuthal quantum number represents the orbital or the sub-energy level, correct? So, all three has same n plus L value. Do you accept that?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, same n value, same L value. If it is like that, they are all of exactly same energy. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, they are all degenerate orbitals. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
So in these degenerate orbital, when I fill electron, suppose 2p3. In p orbital, I have to in 2p orbital, I have to fill 3 electrons. How will I fill? இப்போ all எல்லாருக்கும் இப்போ in your house, so for example, you are going to a trip or a tour, or in your house there are 3 members. All 3 members are of same age. Okay, like your cousins and all. So you're all are of same age, same weight. All 3 of you are very hungry. Okay, so will it be okay if I give more food to one person and I'm not making other two to starve, or giving very little amount of food to them? That won't be fair. Thiru Kailash? Thiru? Okay, he has muted himself. Okay, Martin, you have also asked out. I'm unmuting you. Yes, Martin, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Thiru Kailash, I didn't mute you. Sorry. Okay, so Martin here, if you see here, now if I want to fill these 3 electrons, first I have to singly occupy it like this. Each arrow represents an electron. You are not supposed to write it like this. After filling the first orbital, I'm not supposed to go to the second orbital. Do you understand, Martin?
No, ma'am.
No. Martin, in the moon orbital has same energy. Do you accept that?
Yes, ma'am.
Apo, you have 3 electrons here. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so in an orbital, 2 electrons, no, one electron will be in clockwise, other electron will be in anti-clockwise. Like, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
இப்போ 3 எலக்ட்ரானை நான் எப்படி ஃபில் பண்ணலாம்னு பார்க்கணும். Either, do you know in English, Tamil?
Yes, ma'am.
அப்போ first orbital இப்படி 2 electron நான் fill பண்ணிட்டு second orbital I can also fill it like this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But this is wrong. Why? Because all three has same energy. Do you understand? So
Yes, ma'am.
first you have to distribute electrons to all three. எல்லாத்தையும் single electron போட்டு. You understand? It should be like this.
Okay,
Suppose if
ma'am.
you get 2p4, the fourth electron will get filled here. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now it is clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Martin. You can mute yourself. Students, do you all understand now? Okay, pa. So this is called as Hund's rule. Okay. Now we are going to fill the electrons. Okay. We are going to fill electrons with the help of this. 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4t, 4f, 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f, 6s, 6p, 6d, 7s, 7p. Balaji Balan has raised your hand. 1 minute, Balaji Balan. Why did you raise your hand, Balaji Balan? Any doubts? Yes, Balaji Balan. I have unmuted you. You can unmute yourself. I have given the option. Click unmute and you can come. Okay, you want me to show the last slide again? Okay, 1 minute, I'll show. Yes, Tirukailash. The slide before this. Wait while Adityan for a minute. Okay, this slide I'm showing again. Hope you all have copy. Okay. Adi, what is the doubt? When it is Sanjay, for your doubt, when it is 2p power 2, 1, 2. That's all. This is right. This is wrong. Okay. Fine. Now, we are going to fill the electron as per this diagram. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. Now, we are going to fill the electron. Now, with the help of the orbitals diagram here, we could easily say, in the s orbital, maximum I can fill 2 electrons, correct? In p orbital, maximum of how many electrons can be filled? 3 boxes. In each box, I can have 2 electrons, right? So, how many electrons can be filled in p orbital? Good, 6. The capacity of p orbital is 6. What is the capacity of d orbital? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maximum how many electrons can be filled? Good, 10. Very good. In f orbital, how many electrons can be filled? Good, 14 electrons. So you have SPD. In s orbital, I can fill 2 electrons. P6, D10, F14. This is the capacity. Remember, S2, P6, D10, F14. Do not forget this. Again, S2, P6, D10, F14. Now, we are just going to see how to fill electron. Let me take an example of an element called sodium. Its atomic number is 11. So it will have 11 electrons in it, right? Now, first, which orbital will get filled? 1s. How do you represent 1s? With 1 box. Correct? I have put 1 box. So in 1s, I'll fill 2 electrons, correct? So totally 11 electrons I'll have. Out of 11, 2 electrons is filled in 1s. After 1s, which electron will get, which orbital will get filled? 2s. Okay, I'm going to 2s. Now out of 11, 2 I have filled. So remaining I'll have 9 electrons. So among 9, 2 electrons I'm filling it in 2s. So out of 11, I have filled 4 electrons, correct? Now I'll have 7 more electrons to be filled. After 2s, which orbital do we go? We go to 2p. 2p, how do we represent? 2p we represent with 3 boxes. Correct? Now I had 7 electrons to be filled. So I'll start filling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is filled. So one more electron I have. That one more electron, after 2p, which orbital gets filled? 3s. So in 3s, I'll fill one more electron. So the electronic configuration of sodium is like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Did you all understand what I put? I'll repeat for another element again. But did you all understand this? Veladithan, what is your doubt? I do not understand what your doubt is. I'll unmute you for a minute, 1 minute. Veladithan? Veladithan? Veladithan, you can talk. I'm talking to you. Yeah, I called you now. Veladithan? Okay, fine. There is some problem. Okay, someone else has raised hands. Still, if you have doubts in this, you can raise your hand. Next element, you can try solving. Okay, I'll pick someone randomly. I would like to call Roshni. Roshni, unmute yourself, Roshni.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Roshni. Shall we try doing one element?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the element is calcium. Its atomic number is 20. Okay, so now first, which orbital will get filled first?
Okay, ma'am.
First in the orbital. Roshni.
1s.
1s. In 1s, how many electrons will you put?
2 electrons.
Good. Then after 1s, which orbital gets filled?
2s.
2s. In 2s, how many electrons?
2 electron.
Good. Next.
2p.
Okay. In 2p, how many electrons?
6 electrons.
Very good. After 2p, which gets filled?
3s.
So there, how many electrons?
2 electrons.
Very good, Roshni. Any s orbital, it is 2. Now, how many electrons calcium has? Actually, it has 20 electrons, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Out of 20, we have filled 4, 10, 12 electrons we have
12.
filled. So still we have 8 more electrons. So we'll continue now.
Yes,
After
ma'am.
3s, which orbital gets filled?
3p.
In 3p, how many electrons will you fill?
6 electrons.
Very good. After 3p?
3.
After 3p?
No, 4s, ma'am. 4s, ma'am.
4s. In 4s, how many electrons?
2 electrons.
So have we filled 20 electrons now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now shall we write in box notation?
1s2.
In 1s, you have a single box like this. So there, one electron clockwise, another anti-clockwise. Understood? Then
Yes,
2s, 2s, one box, or how many box?
1 box, ma'am.
Why?
Because it is s orbital.
S orbital has only one type of orientation. Like it doesn't have along each
Yes,
axis
ma'am.
have the same orientation. Okay. Now 2p, how many?
3 boxes with 3 orientations.
3 joined. So 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct? After 2p, which gets
Yes,
filled?
ma'am.
3s. So 2. Again 3p. 6, and at last 4s2. So now 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s. Yes or no? Have you filled these electrons now? Good, very good. Roshan did a very good job. So copy down this, then I'll give you a few more elements with atomic number. You are going to write the electronic configuration. Okay? Have you all copied down this? Very good, students. So all of you are doing good. Very good, very good. So now, let me change to black. Okay, now, so I'm giving you a few more elements. Zinc atomic number is 30. Write down electronic configuration for that. And then uh, beryllium atomic number 4. At last, carbon, not carbon. Let's take potassium. Potassium atomic number 90. Students, can you write the electronic configuration for each of these elements? I'm giving you time, write down. One minute, students. Someone is asking for the previous line. Yes, so we can start looking for the Veladityan, you have comprised all the electrons and written. I wanted it in terms of 1s, 2s. Not like this, Veladityan. Good, Prisha. Zinc it is right. Uh, good. Sobita, but you have not given me the number of electrons in each orbital. That is fine. Yes, Prisha, it's right, right. Okay, okay, Roshan. Good for beryllium also, it's right, Prisha. Okay, now, yes, students, now let's start filling. Students, listen. Now let's start filling electron. For zinc, first you have 30 electrons. So first 1s, 2, 2s, 2, 2p6, 8 electron, right? Then 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10. You see here 10, 20, 30. Am I right or no? So this is how the electrons are flow. Now again coming to beryllium. Beryllium 1s2, 2s2, 4 electrons. Now potassium again 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1. This is for potassium, right? So this is the electronic configuration of each element. Veladithan, you have not given me the orbital configuration. The configuration that you have given me is orbit configuration. Now, from this we can say how electrons gets filled in each orbit. Like here, 1s belongs to first energy level, 2s and 2p belongs to second energy level, 3s, 3p belongs to third energy level, and 4s belongs to fourth energy level. You understand? So now in 1s you have 2 electrons. Second energy level totally 6 plus 2 you have 8 electrons. Third energy level again 6 plus 2 I have 8 electrons. And in the fourth energy level you have 1 electron. So the electronic configuration of potassium you have got. Now again 1s belongs to first energy level, 2s belongs to second energy level. In 1s you have 2 electron, in 2s you have 2 electron. So we have got the electronic configuration of beryllium. Now again for zinc, if you see, you have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 like this, right? So now first you had your 1s first energy level, 2s, 2p belongs to second energy level, 3s, 3p and 3d belongs to third energy level, 4s belongs to fourth energy level, correct? N value for 3s, 3p and 3d is n is equal to 3. So they belong to third energy level. Do you understand? Now in 1s I'll have 2 electron. Second energy level I have 8 electrons, 6 plus 2. Third energy level I have 10 plus 6 plus 2, 18 electron. And in the fourth energy level I have 2 electrons. So this is the electronic configuration of my zinc. You understand what I am trying to say? That's all. So for similarly for sodium it will be first energy level 2 electron, second energy level 8 electron, and third energy level 1. So you have got the electronic configuration of sodium. Similarly for calcium, first energy level I have 2 electron, second energy level I have 8 electron, third energy level I have 8 electron, and in the fourth energy level I have 2 electrons. So the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8, 2. You all understand what I am trying to say? That's all. So this is how the electronic configuration moves. Understood? Okay, students. So that's all about the electronic configuration. Now, what I wanted you to do is, I wanted you to write electronic configuration for elements in the order that I'm telling you. Okay? So first what you're going to do is, you're going to take your periodic table. 1 minute, I'll show you the periodic table. Okay, students, this is your periodic table. Now, here in this periodic table, if you see, this is the first column that you have, right? You are going to write the electronic configuration of elements based on the first column. Like each column wise, you are going to write the electronic configuration. Okay. So I wanted you to write like up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 5 rows, or at least first 4 rows. You understand? In each column, you are going to write for the except for the do not include hydrogen. Without including hydrogen, if you see, this will be the first row, second row, and third row, right? So you are going to write down for the first 4 rows for in each element, in each column. You all understand? So write down for first column, second column. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium you will write first. Then beryllium, magnesium, calcium you will write. You understand? Then Here again, if you see here, you're going to write for scandium, yttrium, titanium, zirconium. You're going to write it column wise. You understand? So include, you can write for all the rows. That is your wish. But maximum try to write for in each column, minimum 2 rows at least you have to write. You all understand? In each column, minimum for at least minimum for 2 rows, you are going to write the electronic configuration. Did you all understand, students? In each column, minimum for 2 or 3 rows, you are going to write the electronic configuration with the help of the atomic number. So you have 1 week of time, solid 1 week of time. Totally there will be 18 columns. Per day take 2 columns or 3 columns. You can finish it by the way. Okay. So present, it will be very useful for you for your 11th standard. This is your 11th standard syllabus. So try presenting it as neatly as possible so that it will be also easy to study about your periodic table chapter when I teach. Right? So like you can write the first column, like first column here they have named it as 1A or first group. Each column is called as group. Okay. So you can represent it as 1A, then write down its element hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, then write its electronic configuration, then write down 2A, then write down beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, or magnesium, calcium, write its electronic configuration. You all understand, students? So in this way, also not only for that, you can also write, if I take this group, 3B group, that is third group, 3B group, you have scandium, yttrium, write for that. Do neglect the column, the row that is below. You have below 2 separate rows, neglect that. Do for the remaining alone. Do for the one that is given in the main periodic table. Understood? Any doubts with this? Students, if you have any doubts, you can raise your hands. Actually, we have reached the end of the chapter. Atomic structure chapter is over. Did I announce any test for you today? No, right? First, write down students, then I'll ask question. Oral test will be there. Individually to students, I'll ask. Okay, students. Fine. So next class, we'll complete this chapter by checking the electronic configuration. Fine. Okay, students. If you have any more doubts, you can ask me. Else, we can wind up with the class. Students, you finish your homework. Again, in stg.learnity.com, I'll ask them to upload, to give a link, and in that you all can post yours. Okay. Yes, Srinesh, what is your doubt? Oh no, someone. Roshni, yes, what is your doubt, Roshni? Else it can also be an oral test. Box notation, if you write, it will be much more clearer. The clarity will be there. Dakshadevan, in one column, at least 3 rows, I told you, or minimum 2 rows. So then you can calculate how many elements you will get. Okay, students. So we'll end up our class today. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.